Oh, yes. Right there. Ancient debris. That's exactly what I'm looking for. All right. At the end of the last episode, I attempted to build a tunnel boring machine. This is because in all of the tutorials I found for tunnel boring machines, they all had a TNT duper on them. And the reason they have that is because you can't move anything in Minecraft with a piston that can hold items. So what I attempted to build here was one where you place the TNT and the action of placing it moves the whole machine forward one block and throws the TNT. I failed. This is a failure, but I've since been in creative mode and I've found that this is all incorrect. So let's get rid of this. So the first problem I attempted to solve was that I wanted a single place where I can place a block of TNT that would be detectable and also for it to be activated. And that can be done like this. So if you place an item here, this detects it. This can be activated by this redstone block here. And then also to put some squishy stuff behind it so that it bounces when moved forward. So that's quite close to the original design there, with the exception that it's on the side. So one restriction and problem that I've had with building this is that the shape of the explosion must fit the tunnel boring machine through. Because if there's anything sticky down here, like for instance, if I was to place a block here and I wasn't able to blow up this block here, then it's going to try and drag the tunnel with it. So that's a problem. So yeah, I've changed the shape a little bit. And then the second part is that... Oh, I'm placing this the wrong way. 1 second. So this observer directly causes this piston to fire. And this piston reaches out and grabs this. And let's get rid of these blocks here. So let's take a look at this. This is where I ended with. This was the problem that I had. It was more complex than this, but this is at the heart of the problem. So if I was to place a block here, and I'll show you an example of this now, actually. So that's moved everything. Actually, it didn't move this. Let's put that back. And place some more goop there. Slime. So that moved everything forwards except for the piston that did the job. So we need a way of moving this piston forwards as well. How do we do that? Well, I'd suggested in the last episode that perhaps I could have some kind of loop. And that was correct. Let's move this out of the way. So how do we create a loop? Well, if we were to place a second piston here, and then anticipate... Oh, I need some redstone, actually. If we were to anticipate that this piston will be moved here in this invisible block in front of the piston, then we could say that that piston will extend once it meets this redstone block. So this redstone block needs to be attached to this piston because this piston doesn't get moved, whereas this one does. So if we get some more slime and we do something like that. So what's happening here? In fact, what is happening here? How did that happen? Did it? I didn't expect that to happen, but this is the solution. The whole machine just moved forward. The real test is if it moves forward a second time. And we'll test that now. It didn't, so I got something wrong there. Oh, it's just that the cave is attached and therefore stopping it. So I'm just gonna rebuild this part. When designing this, at this point I had two problems left. The first is that I mentioned earlier. This doesn't fit inside of the hole that it makes. And there's a simple solution for that. Instead of going above here, we'll actually go, we kind of go above and on the side here. So what we do is we actually build it below, like this. So what I'm building here is this arm here that comes out and holds the redstone block. Instead, it goes below and holds the redstone block here. And that's going to activate this piston instead. So we can get rid of this arm now. And then the final problem is that if I was to place some TNT here, eventually what's going to happen is it's just going to create a hole in the ground, really. It's going to keep making that hole deeper, but it doesn't go sideways. And eventually what will happen is actually it'll blow up the machine. Because the machine will just essentially end up on top of the hole that it creates. So this is where the ancient debris that I got comes in handy. So we have something that looks at this redstone block here. The moment this block is moved, it activates this, which fires this piston. And then it pushes. So this is all moved forward, and this piston extends this part here. This is because, if I remember right, it could be simpler. It could be done simpler, maybe. I'm not entirely certain, but I think that we reached the push block limit, 12 blocks per movement. So at this point, we can attach these two blocks here and protect them with those two blocks. Let's take a look at our handiwork, shall we? And there you have it, a tunnel boring machine. If you don't mind having like a TNT duper, then go ahead and do the simpler method. I assume it's simpler than this. And also it's probably automated in that you don't have to keep reloading it each time. But I'm quite proud of this. I'll be releasing a separate tutorial video most likely. I've got to remember to stay away from this. It's not creative mode. Yeah, this is turning out quite well. I think the only thing I will say is don't try to push it through lava because you will get hurt, and yeah, the machine will end up destroying itself. I think what would really make a difference is if I was to figure out a way of putting several of these alongside each other, and then only when when placing the TNT in the last one, will it have like a knock-on effect of igniting the rest. Because at the moment, like this is barely any different than just digging out a tunnel and placing the TNT. It has the advantage of you're not really putting yourself in harm's way as much. And I think it's a bit slower, but maybe a bit more like cost efficient in terms of TNT. It's hard to say, but yeah, that improvement of having a design that would like have a knock-on effect, like a domino effect on many of them, would make a huge difference. But I won't mess around with that this episode. For now, I'm just going to see if I can find some more ancient debris. So a couple of things. I've added this block here behind me, which allows me to just sit here and ride on this thing, which is great. That was a bit funny, wasn't it? I think every now and again it does a funny one, but usually it works. So yeah, I'm able to like kind of glide safely above this lava. The downside is that if something does go wrong with the machine, then the TNT is likely to explode here, which is why I have an ender pearl on my hotbar. I don't think it's going to help, to be honest. I don't think I'll be able to react in time. And the other thing is I'm closer to around Y15 now, which is getting me much better rates. Right, moving on to something else now, and this is something that I've been needing to do for a long time. This nether, I suppose you'd call it the nether hub area, is horrible. This is the path that I take. I get shot at by ghasts all the time, and it looks really nasty. I need to sort that, and I've finally chosen a colour palette, and we just need a couple of things. One of them's going to be much harder to get than the others. The first thing we're going to get is crimson wood, if they'll allow us. I know the hogs, are they called hogs? The pigs, those things are around here. I just need one of those. I need to use a silk touch to pick up this. Great. And then we've got to find the same for the warped forest. Didn't realise these warped forests were so rare. Well, they are in my world anyway. Like the blue, is that a good sign? Probably. Oh, that's interesting. I've never seen one of these before. Those were the days. Should we take a look at that? Okay, a bastion. I wonder if the piglins take offence to me being in here. Find out shortly. Oh, no. Okay. Oh. This is good though. Take this. As much as I would have loved to have stayed and let that guy that gave me 3 hearts of damage in one hit absolutely destroy me. We've got a mission to do. Maybe I'll return to that at some other point. Maybe not. Because that's... he was quite overpowered. Just one of them. So the glass that goes well with these types of wood is the tinted glass. And I guess... I don't know how much I'm going to get out of... just this one collection. Did I not leave myself a way up there? I suppose I didn't. Can I just break this with that? Looks like it. 16's pretty good, isn't it? I thought it might be alright actually. This is loads. Well, I don't know if it's like 9 of these to a single pane or something. I have no idea. I didn't actually want to use this tinted glass because I knew that it would be, well, I thought that it would be kind of difficult to get in a decent amount. But it does go really well with these blocks, like nothing else. So I just guess we're going to have to be patient. Maybe, I don't know, like look at this, this is mad. Two and a half stacks isn't too bad. Right, I've made my way over to the oak forest. And we're just going to use it for some space so that we can make some of this wood. Does that stuff despawn? Of course, I need more than one of them. Oh no, what am I doing? Wait, maybe this stuff. No. Oh, that's a relief. Oh man. And I could have got both types as well. Alright, I've been collecting blocks for a long, long time. Here they are. So, let's begin. just wanted to update you on my progress. This is the main Nether hub room, I guess, and with the portal to the floating islands. I thought I'd put these signs up, not for my own benefit though. You never know, I could forget over time. But maybe one day I'll offer this world as a download for someone, and they'd want to look around. These items around the edge here are just things that I thought I'd find useful, and have been finding useful during the build here. This ladder goes up to the nether roof with the gold farm. I'll tidy that up at some point because at the moment it's a real mess. Going down the tunnel, I thought I'd switch the path, the floor from the roof. So it's a red floor from here on. These trapdoors are incredibly expensive. In fact, all of this really is not suitable in design and a choice of materials for such a large project like this. It's really quite difficult to farm this stuff, which I'll show you more about in a minute. But yeah, I've gotten around like I think I'm less than halfway done. As you can see, I still need to put a roof on, and we're missing some glass panes and stuff. But I'm not going to do any more of this on camera, I don't think. I think I'll just do it all off camera because I couldn't show you any more of this without repeating what you've already seen. So yeah, this stuff here I've got to do. And then this is cool. A bit further down here, I found a blaze spawner just down there, and it's right on the path. So yeah, ideas. That's exciting. I got attacked by a hog coming down here. I don't know if they spawn on these type of blocks, but yeah, it's very dangerous. And here's the portal to the end. So here's the end portal, and over here you can see I've been making a real mess. And the reason I've been farming these trees here is because these crystals take such a long time to grow. And I mean, they take a really long time to grow. I don't know if it would help to like free up that space there. Would it start growing out of there? Would that be faster? I don't know. Maybe I should get rid of all of these extra bits around and just leave the spawning blocks, whatever they're called. So yeah, I've been doing the mining here, and by the way, we need that for the glass, the tinted glass. So I've just been bone mealing these patches here, and then gathering mushrooms, and then growing them here. The reason I've got a door here is because this stuff grows right down here. So if I just leave a door there and leave it open, what I'm looking for the mushroom. And then I'll just place that and then dig that up. This is taking a long time though. I think I'm going to do another little room next to this one for the green blue one. And the problem is I want to make this a bit faster because I've still got so much more of that nether part to do. I want to spend as little amount of time doing this as possible. So here's what we're going to do about it. We're going to have the mushrooms automatically harvested with pistons. And we'll put another 5 here. If we place some redstone over the back of these pistons and pull that, that's great. But if we hook that over to the other side, what would happen is both pistons would be firing at the same time. So we actually need to turn it into a pulse. And here's the pulse. So the next step is to push it back over. So I have to put a tiny bit of delay on the repeater there. And I think that's the fastest it's going to be. Finally, we just need to put it into a loop, which I think should be quite easy. I think if we just replace the repeater with a comparator there, and then a repeater there, invert that, that does nothing. We need another repeater. Let's try that. Don't forget some bone meal. In fact, we can do a little bit better than this with a dispenser. Alright, I've done a little bit of tidying up and I've moved the whole thing over to this corner here so it's all together. And then if I just want new mushrooms, I just have to pull that lever. Which does a much faster job than I could do before. I was still doing the harvesting of the trees manually. But yeah, I can get the mushrooms quickly and then I can just put them in there. Put some bone meal down. And then dig that up. So that's a lot faster because there was so much time spent doing this part. Don't look too hard at this area here. It's still a horrible mess. In fact, it's more of a mess than what it was before because of all that there. But yeah, I need to really decorate this whole place, but I've got no desire to really at the moment. While I was building all of this, those I keep calling them quartz. It's not quartz, is it? It's amethyst crystals. They've all grown. They're actually... Is it just me or are they growing faster or what? I don't know. I guess I'm spending a little bit more time in this area. And so, yeah, there's really no problem now with the amethyst crystals. I think I've got enough to do the rest now, really. The rest of the pathway. It's just the wood now. So I need to do some harvesting and sort all of that out. But as I said before, that's all going to be off camera, I think, most likely. Anyway, that's going to be all for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, perhaps I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.